Have you ever thought about starting your own home garden? Thought about the fresh, sun-ripened tomatoes, the fragrant herbs, or the brightly colored flowers that could sprout from your backyard? Today, we delve into the magic of home gardening and how you can start one, no matter how small or large your available space might be. Picture the scene: the sun is shining, birds are singing, and you're tending to your green oasis. Sounds idyllic, doesn't it? But where do you start? Well, first things first, start small. It's easy to get excited and want to plant everything, but it's important to manage expectations. Begin with a few pots or a small plot of land. Next, select the right plants for your climate and soil. Research is your friend here. Find out what plants thrive in your local area. If you're unsure, local garden centers can be a wealth of knowledge and are usually more than happy to help. Now that you've chosen your plants, it's time to get your hands dirty. Prepare the soil by removing weeds and adding compost or organic matter to enrich it. This gives your plants the best possible start in life. Once your soil is ready, it's planting time. Follow the guidelines for each plant regarding depth and spacing. Some plants like to spread out, while others don't mind being close to their neighbors. After planting, don't forget to water. Most plants prefer a good drink after being transplanted, but remember, too much of a good thing can be harmful, so don't drown them. As your plants grow, keep an eye out for pests. Little bugs or critters can cause a lot of damage. If you find any, natural solutions like neem oil can be a great help. And finally, patience is key. Plants need time to grow and flourish. Enjoy the process. The waiting might be difficult, but the rewards are well worth it. To recap, here are the main points we've discussed. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself with a huge project right away. Choose the right plants for your climate and soil. Prepare the soil before planting. Follow planting guidelines for depth and spacing. Water your plants, but don't overdo it. Keep an eye out for pests. And above all, be patient and enjoy the process. Creating a home garden is a rewarding, enjoyable journey. So why not dig in and start your garden today? Your future self and your future salads will thank you. Scene script, voiceover. Before we wrap up, let's address some common questions about home gardening that many of you may have. Question 1. What are the best plants for beginners? There's no one-size-fits-all answer to this, as it depends on your climate, soil, and personal preference. However, herbs like basil and mint, vegetables like lettuce and radishes, and flowers like marigolds and sunflowers are known to be beginner-friendly. Question 2. How often should I water my plants? Again, this varies depending on the plant type and your local weather conditions. A general rule of thumb is to water your plants when the top inch of soil is dry. Question 3. What is the best time to plant? Most plants prefer to be planted during the cooler parts of the day to avoid shock from the sun. Early morning or late afternoon is usually a good time. Question 4. How do I deal with pests? There are many organic and chemical options to deal with pests. Companion planting, using beneficial insects, and organic sprays can all be effective. These are just a few questions that most beginners have. Remember, every garden and every gardener is unique, so don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. Happy gardening! Voiceover. Now that we've addressed some common questions, let's move on to another essential aspect of home gardening: having the right tools and equipment. Just like a chef in a kitchen, a gardener needs their tools to create their masterpiece. We'll start with the basics. You'll need a sturdy shovel for digging, a rake for clearing debris and leaves, and a pair of gardening gloves to protect your hands. If you're ready to level up, consider investing in a garden hoe for weeding and soil preparation, pruners for trimming plants, and a watering can or hose with an adjustable nozzle for efficient watering. You can find these tools at local gardening stores, home improvement centers, or online. Look for tools that are sturdy, comfortable to hold, and have good reviews. Remember, quality tools can last a lifetime if taken care of properly. With these tools in hand, you're well on your way to creating a thriving garden. In the next scene, we'll take a look at some tips and tricks to keep your garden flourishing. Stay tuned. Voiceover. One of the most rewarding parts of gardening is the harvest. The anticipation of picking that first ripe tomato or pulling up a carrot straight from the ground is what makes all the hard work worth it. Knowing when to harvest can be a bit tricky, as it varies from plant to plant. For example, Leafy greens like lettuce can be harvested when the leaves are big enough to eat, while root vegetables like carrots and beets should be harvested when they're the size of a large marble to a golf ball. And of course, fruits like tomatoes and peppers should be harvested when they're fully colored and slightly soft to the touch. Once you've harvested your produce, make sure to store it properly to maximize its freshness. Most vegetables can be stored in the refrigerator, but some, like tomatoes and onions, do better at room temperature. If you're unsure, a quick online search will provide the information you need. There's nothing quite like the taste of a vegetable that you've grown yourself. The flavor is often more vibrant than anything you can find at the store. Plus, you have the satisfaction of knowing exactly where your food came from and how it was grown. The joy of harvesting your own produce is truly one of the greatest pleasures of home gardening. So, keep nurturing your garden and look forward to the delicious rewards. Happy gardening. Voiceover. As we continue our gardening journey, let's now dive deeper into the world of organic fertilizers. Organic fertilizers are key to a thriving, sustainable garden. They not only feed your plants but also improve your soil's structure, stimulating beneficial microbial activity, making nutrients more available to plants. There are various types of organic fertilizers you can use. Compost, made from kitchen scraps and yard waste, is a fantastic all-around fertilizer. Manure, from animals like cows or chickens, is rich in nitrogen, making it perfect for leafy plants. Bone meal is high in phosphorus, ideal for promoting flower and fruit growth, while seaweed and fish emulsion are great sources of potassium. Using organic fertilizers is quite straightforward. They can be mixed into your soil before planting, or you can add them to the top layer of soil around your plants during the growing season. Remember, it's crucial not to over-fertilize as it may burn your plants or cause excessive leafy growth at the expense of fruits or flowers. With the right organic fertilizers, you can ensure your plants get all the nutrients they need. This way, your garden will not just survive, but thrive, rewarding you with bountiful harvests season after season. So get your hands dirty and give organic fertilizers a try. Your plants will thank you. The voiceover. After mastering the art of using organic fertilizers, let's now turn our attention to another crucial aspect of gardening: sunlight. It's like the magic ingredient that brings your garden to life. Sunlight plays a vital role in the process of photosynthesis, where plants convert sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into the food they need to grow. Each plant species has its specific sunlight needs, which can range from full sun, partial shade, to full shade. Full sun plants, like tomatoes and roses, need at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Partial sun or partial shade plants, such as rhododendrons and ferns, require 3 to 6 hours of sun per day, preferably in the cooler morning hours. Full shade plants, like hostas and mosses, can thrive with less than 3 hours of direct sunlight each day. So how do you ensure your plants get the right amount of sunlight? Here are some tips. 1. Research the sunlight needs of your plants and place them in suitable locations in your garden. 2. Observe the sun's path in your garden to understand which areas get the most sunlight. 3. Use adjustable plant stands or containers for potted plants, making it easier to move them around to get the right amount of sun. Remember, sunlight is a key ingredient in the recipe for a successful garden. By understanding and meeting your plants' sunlight needs, you can help them grow healthy and strong, bringing you one step closer to that picturesque garden you've always dreamed of. Voiceover. From the illuminating power of the sun, we now move on to another life-giving force: water. As essential as sunlight, water is a necessity for your garden to thrive. But how much water is enough, and when is it too much? Let's delve into it. Different plants have different water requirements. For instance, succulents require minimal watering, whilst vegetables and fruits may need watering on a daily basis. Understanding these needs is crucial to maintain a healthy garden. Here are some tips for watering your garden efficiently. 1. Water your garden early in the morning or later in the evening when temperatures are cooler. This will reduce evaporation and ensure that your plants get the most out of each watering. 2. Use a soaker hose or drip irrigation system for efficient and deep watering. These methods deliver water directly to the root zone, reducing water wastage and preventing diseases caused by wet foliage. 3. Mulch your garden. Mulch helps conserve water by reducing evaporation and maintaining soil moisture levels. But beware, overwatering is a common gardening mistake that can lead to root rot and other plant diseases. So, it's essential to water wisely. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply but less frequently, encouraging plants to develop deep root systems. Always remember, just like us, plants need the right balance of sunlight and water to flourish. Water wisely and your garden will thank you. Voiceover. Finally, let's explore a less pleasant but equally vital aspect of home gardening: dealing with garden pests. Just as we cherish our gardens, so too do a variety of insects and animals. Unfortunately, their idea of cherishing often includes munching on our beloved plants. First, let's talk about how to identify common garden pests. Some of the usual suspects include aphids, slugs, caterpillars, and beetles. These critters are often found on the underside of leaves or in the soil around your plants. They can cause visible damage, such as chewed leaves, wilting plants, or stunted growth. Now, how do we deal with these uninvited guests? Fortunately, nature provides us with several non-toxic, eco-friendly solutions. For example, ladybugs are natural predators of aphids, and birds can help control caterpillar populations. Introducing these beneficial creatures into your garden can help maintain a natural balance. Preventive measures are equally important in pest control. Regular inspection of your plants, proper watering, and maintaining healthy soil can deter pests. Crop rotation and companion planting are also effective strategies. Remember, a healthy garden is your best defense against pests. With these tips, you can keep your garden pest-free and thriving. Remember, every challenge you face in your garden is an opportunity to grow as a gardener. So, don't let the bugs bug you. Happy gardening!